Okay, in this video I'm going to take a look at how type works inside of Flash CS5, and it's a little bit different than it was in CS4. There's a new feature, a new something, the text layout framework. So let's take a look. So we come to our tools, window, and we can take our type tool. We click our T for our type, and what we're going to see is we come to our properties panel, we can see that we can choose between a couple things. We can choose classic text. In classic text we can have static, dynamic, or input. And we can also come on in here and choose TLF text. Okay, now in our TLF text we can have read-only, selectable, and editable. And I think that they all pretty much make sense based on what they are. Now, if you want to learn more about classic text, watch my video in type for Flash CS4. These were the 3 types of type that were available in Flash CS4. So in this video, I'm going to really go over the TLF text. So here goes. So we come on in here and we choose a color, any color. And what many people are saying is that the TLF text is really giving designers a lot more that they can do. All right, so we click, and we can say text layout framework. Now, what's here that wasn't here before? Well, there's a lot of different things that are here. So again, we can change the font family. We can select it. Now, actually, if I want to come in and edit my type, I can come on in and double click. And what we can find here, we can come in, we can up our size. Okay, we can work with the leading. Okay, and our leading is the space between lines. Our tracking, our space between our letters. Our kerning, okay, kerning has to do with the space between certain characters, between certain letters. Now, we'll just keep our readability as it is. Now, we can also come in and look at some of this advanced character, and we can take a look at our link. We can create a link to certain outside, to internal pages, to external pages. Now, when we create a link too, we're going to keep our target blank most times so it opens in a new window. We can work with the case of our font. We could change it to all uppercase. We could change it to all lowercase. We could change it to lowercase to small caps. Okay. We can work with how our line breaks happen. Okay. We could say all. Okay, that's after every letter. Now we can come on in here too and work with how everything's aligning, but let's actually make another line of type before we choose to do that again. Now, what the type that I just created, text layout framework, is a variable type. Let's create one that's a fixed width. What a fixed width is I take my type tool and I click and I drag and I draw a shape. Okay? And what's really wonderful about Flash CS5 is we can click, and we can draw more than one shape. So what we're really doing here is we could say we're creating a text box. Now, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to change my size. Oh, maybe make it a little bit bigger so it goes faster. Okay. Oh, didn't make it too much bigger. Okay. And I can say this. We'll make it bigger because that will just take forever. Okay. This is type in a, this is fixed type. Okay, I'm going to select this and edit and copy it. All right, so I continue to move through. Now what I can see here is that this type just fits within this box. Now if I want to, I can move it over to the box next to it. So I can click on this box right in here, and then I come and I click right here, and we can see now we have these 2 boxes linked together. Okay, so that's always a good thing if we're creating a layout in Flash and we want to have different boxes of text. Let's take a look at some of these other features that are new and that are available in our TLF. Here, another really wonderful thing is we can come in and we can work with the padding within the boxes. Let me link this and I'll say work with the padding within a box. So the padding would be the amount of space from the edge around to now if I unlinked this and I said, oh, I want to add a little bit more padding on the left, right? I can move this in just on the left, adding more pixels there. Another thing that we see here that is new to TLF is we can actually create 2 columns. Okay, so here I just created a 2-column layout. I can click in here. Again, we can come on in and we can, create a 2-column layout, a 2-column layout. Okay, padding. And I think we'll leave it at that. That kind of gives you a sense of some of these new features that are inside of the TLF framework. And actually play around with it. There's all kinds of new stuff in here. Oh, let's take a look at this. So we might want to set the font embedding options, and this is how it would work. Now, why would we want to embed our font? Well, if I had a font that I knew wasn't going to be on other people's computers. So let's say I was doing Jungle Rock. Okay, that font is called Jungle Rock. And I know, that this font is not going to be on other people's computers. So what I could do is I could embed it. I could hit embed and I can see I might want to name this. I might want to name this Jungle Rock so I know what it is. And then I could say, okay, all I want to do is embed the uppercase and the lowercase, and I would hit OK. What would happen with that, and I don't want to do all of these because it's just going to get too big and we'll end up wasting too much time and causing Flash to use too much of its memory. But what happens is this font travels with our SWF file and is embedded within our SWF file. Now, another important thing that we want to note when we're working with the TLF type is that this file, if we come and we look at the publish settings, there's a couple things that need to happen. Okay, this file that we're looking at, if we come to Flash, it needs to be, the script needs to be ActionScript 3.0, and it needs to be published for Flash Player 10 in order for it to work. Now, just a quick overview, and again, I said that in my other video on type in Flash CS4, I spend quite a bit of time going over these type of texts, but just to give you an overview, static text is non-editable, and it's embedded right with the Flash video right in the SWF file. Dynamic text, on the other hand, is editable, and I just changed it over here. It's editable, and we can actually embed it also. And then input text was used, and it's within Flash CS5 and Flash CS4. And we see with that, one of the things that changed in our property pattern is we get a place for characters. So the user could put input in, could put information into the fields. So there we have it, an overview of text in Flash CS5.